What's up, everybody? It's Kevin here from Happy Beard Games, and today is a Friday, a Famicom Friday. And it's also the final Friday of 2023. So this is our final Famicom Friday of this year. And we actually had a lot of Famicom Fridays this year, 2023. And I want to thank you for watching my channel, Happy Beard Games, and my series, Famicom Fridays, throughout the year of 2023. So thank you. With today's Famicom Friday, we're taking a look at a Sega Saturn exclusive video game from 1996 known as Sakura Taisen, or Sakura Wars. Now with today's game, we're not technically playing the game itself. That would take too long, but the next time you'll see this game, it'll be in a quick play format. But for now, we've got a box set unboxing video. We'll do a little bit of translating in this video as well of the box, the case, and other things inside. And we're going to take a look at this. This is a box set, Sega Saturn set, for the game Sakura Wars for the Sega Saturn, which is once again a Japanese exclusive video game for the Sega Saturn, released originally in 1996. So this is the actual 90s box of Sakura Taisen, Sakura Wars for the Sega Saturn, which I'm pretty excited to check out. Now, not to spoil the unboxing too much, but this comes with the game itself, which is a 2-disc game, a lot of extra goodies which we'll see throughout the video, as well as a mouse and a mouse pad controller for your Sega Saturn, which is actually the reason I bought this, was because I couldn't find a Sega Saturn mouse for less price than buying it with the box set. So I got it with the box set so I can use the mouse not only on Sakura Wars, but on other video games for the Sega Saturn, including Godzilla. So let's jump in with today's Famicom Friday unboxing video, today on Happy Beard Games' Famicom Friday.
Famicom Friday.
Famicom Friday.
セガサターンが満を持して送る娯楽超大作完成もう許さないドラマチックアドベンチャー桜大戦
This right here is a box set from 1996, so it's definitely used, it's definitely been opened before, but it should be in great condition. I ordered it recently on Mercari, and if you want a Mercari coupon, you can check out the description box below. So within this box today, we've got the Japanese video game Sakura Wars for the Sega Saturn, which is a Japanese exclusive Sega Saturn game, and it's known to be a great RPG. It's a combination of visual novel, dating sim, and tactical RPG, with anime-style graphics and mech and steampunk-style features. Now personally, I don't know too much about this series, but I definitely wanted this box set when I saw it on Mercari. The only thing I really know about this series is the 5th game in the series for Nintendo Wii, which we played recently on my channel. So it's definitely not something I'm going to be throwing away, it's definitely something I'm going to be putting up on a shelf, this Sakura Wars box. So let's check out the box first. So in typical Sega Saturn Japanese style case fashion, you've got the Sega logo, you've got some information about the game there, and you've got the Sega Saturn logo on the side, just like the Sega Saturn CD disc. You've also got the compact disc logo, and I believe the age rating. You've got a picture of the character Sakura from the game Sakura Wars on the front cover, which is a nice art style, anime style of the year 1996, so it's very representative of anime at the time, and to me it looks great. We've got some text here and here and here, which I can translate later on in this video. Right here it says A-type. Now this is actually a sticker that they put on here, so I'm wondering, is there another type of an included item in this? And I already know what the items are included in this. I haven't looked at it myself in person, but I know it's included. So this is A-type mouse pad, so maybe there's a different type of this box set that comes with a different picture on the mouse pad included. Additionally, we've got artwork up at the top, and artwork up on the front, and artwork on the sides, and the other side matches too. Taking a look at the back of the box, we've got one of the mechs in the game, which is one of the main mechs, I'm assuming, from the gameplay. Now once again, this is a tactical RPG with some visual novel, as well as dating sim elements in an anime style with steampunk type mechs in a fantasy setting. So we've got like an alternate reality Earth where there's steampunk mech robots. And then you got the cast of characters down here. You've got a logo there, which I'm assuming is something representative of something in the game. You've got some screenshots of gameplay and characters on these little icons, and I can translate the back of this box in a little bit, but for now we're just going to jump in with the rest of the unboxing. So let's flip it over, and we're going to open the box. It has a nice little pull tab right here, which is funny that Sakura, the character herself, is actually on the pull tab, which is kind of funny to me. Let's open it up. So inside, you've got a nice cardboard box with nice frames for everything that's included inside it. We're going to take a look at the game disc. Now keep in mind there's not going to be any gameplay in this video today, because this is not a Let's Play on this video today, but on future Famicom Fridays this is definitely eligible for a Let's Play or Quick Play video focusing directly on Sakura Wars for the Sega Saturn. So here's the game case. It's in pretty good condition too. It was shipped all the way from New York. On the side, you've got the side label, which does say Sakura Wars right there, as many Sega Saturn games have it on one side in English and the other side in Japanese. On this one, it's a dual disc set, so 2 discs in this one, and it comes with, it says in English and Japanese on both sides. The back of the CD case is very similar to the back of the actual game box, so it's pretty much the same thing. It's just in a smaller format. We're going to take a look inside the box right now. So let's move this out of the way for now. We'll come back to this later on. So here's the game case itself. It's your typical dual disc Sega Saturn game case. Let's open it up on the first half. You've got the disc here, the CD-ROM itself for the Sega Saturn, which is of course a disc-based system by Sega. You've got the manual here. Now this is interesting because it says Sega Saturn there, but Sega logo is upside down. Maybe it's supposed to be read this way? Maybe. Seems right. It's almost like manga styled, or at least Japanese book style. So that's interesting because a lot of the Sega Saturn manuals that I have currently from other games are not presented in this style. They're presented more in an English style where it's left to right instead of right to left. So it's interesting that this specific game is the reverse way that you might find a manga in America. So you've got some character bios, things about the controls, things about potentially some of the enemies maybe, or side characters, and some other notes as well. And there's something about, I'm assuming, the developers of the game. So we'll do a little bit of translating, not the entire manual, but we'll do a little bit of translating here and there in this video, because it looks pretty interesting, but this is also a very thick manual compared to other Sega Saturn games. It's pretty big. So we're not going to translate the entire thing, but we'll translate things here and there. So let's jump in with the next item in here, which is I believe it's just an advertisement card. Yeah, I don't know much about what it is. It almost looks like it could be a different game on the back, or it could be the mechs from the game Sakura Wars. Let's put that over there. You've got these registration pamphlets or registration cards that come with a majority of Sega Saturn games. Thankfully, people have kept these intact over the years, because remember, this set is from 1996. So that's a long time ago. That's when I was 6 years old. So this is pretty cool to have this set with everything included, complete in box. It's always cool to have that. It's something you can't really get from emulation. And it's always fun to have these extra things in it as a box set too. You've got this thing called Soft Information Volume 8 Sega Saturn by Sega, which looks... oh, it's like a catalog. It tells you what games are coming up for the Sega Saturn. Now there's actually quite a lot in this ad. There's everything from Street Fighter 02, which we played on a previous one. Looks like Magical Drops in there. And other games as well. Pretty cool. On the back, there's a little bit of advertisement about the console itself, as well as Virtua Fighter 2. Here, we've got what looks like a poster, so we'll fold that out for you right now. Now, I'm assuming everything that's in the game case is included with a normal copy of Sakura Wars, because there's not only this version that I have with the complete box set. I believe there's a version of the game you can buy with just the disc case itself, and I'm assuming everything that's inside the disc case was also just included with the base edition of the game. But with the special edition of the game, you get a whole lot more. So here's something in the game. So I'm going to turn around. It's a map of what I assume to be alternate reality steampunk Japan. So that's pretty cool. It looks really detailed and interesting, and hopefully it'll be helpful for the gameplay as well. On the opposite side, we've got a poster of the characters in the game Sakura Wars, featuring Sakura herself, and all these other characters that I don't know much about. None of these characters, as far as I can tell, were in the game for the Wii that I played, which was the 5th game in the series. So maybe they were, maybe they weren't, maybe they just look a little bit different in that one, but I don't know, because it seemed like that game had a completely new set of characters. But these are the characters that are in this game, the first one for the Sega Saturn, and it's a cool poster that's included, which is an awesome extra to have for this box set. Let's fold this back up and get back to the rest of the box. Alright, so we've got one more disc to look at inside this game, because it is once again a dual disc Sega Saturn game. So just to make sure, we've got disc 2, CD-ROM number 2 is in there as well. And there's nothing else in the case as far as extras included, but there is some more stuff in the actual box that was included with it. So let's go back to the box, check out what else was included with the box, because this stuff is really interesting and important for the gameplay too. Right here, I believe it's a table of contents for what's included in the box set. I could be wrong about that, but it's always nice to have that to make sure that you've got everything included in this box, especially since it's used and it's from 1996, so it's been a while. Set this one aside for next, but for now, what we're going to look at is this, which is the mouse pad. Now let's go on to our Japanese phrase of the week, which our phrase of the week is actually just a word of the week today. So for today's Famicom Friday, we've got the word Taisen, which you might recognize from the title of this game, Sakura Taisen. Taisen actually means battles, or is roughly translated to battle or battles. But in the case of this game, Sakura Taisen, it's known as Sakura Wars, so it can also mean wars as well. So with today's video, we don't really have a phrase of the week, we have more of a word of the week. So that's our word of the week, Taisen, which means battles or wars in Japanese, aka for the title, Sakura Wars. And since this isn't really a phrase of the week, let's add another word to it as well to make it into more of a sentence, which the other word is Sakura, which is a word for the Japanese cherry blossom tree, which is a beautiful tree in Japan that looks something like this on the cover of our box today, with these petals like that, and they rain down in and off the tree onto the ground. They look very beautiful. If you've ever seen one of these trees in real life, which you probably have, maybe you haven't, I don't know, maybe you live in the desert, or up on like a mountain or something, I don't know, but yeah, they're very nice trees. The Sakura trees, the cherry blossom trees from Japan. So with our game today, we now know 2 more Japanese words, not necessarily a Japanese phrase of the week, like our other videos, but we've got Sakura Taisen, Sakura Wars. Now the title makes a little more sense. In addition to that, the main character's name is Sakura, which Sakura can be used as a person's name, usually a female name, in Japan. So that's our phrase of the week, aka our 2 words of the week, Sakura Taisen, which makes up the title of our game once again, Sakura Wars. Let's jump back into the game's unboxing. So this is the mouse pad that's included with the Sakura Wars box set. Looks pretty cool, I love the artwork on it, and it's smooth to the touch for any mouse to be able to function on properly, especially since the mouse that I'm going to be using with this game is a ball mouse. It's not a laser mouse. Turning it over to the back side, you can see it's got some grippy stuff on it, but it's not like a sticker, it's just your basic mouse pad, and it's nice quality. It's definitely by Sega, which is cool to see the Sega logo on there, 1996. It's awesome, it looks great, and by the way, I don't have a mouse pad, so this is actually the only mouse pad I have currently, so that's a bonus too. Let's check out what's in this box. Now within this box, there is the Sega Saturn mouse, also known as the Shuttle Mouse. Here is everything inside that little box. We've got a guide on how to use the Shuttle Mouse for the Sega Saturn, and it looks like it's your typical, you know, Sega Saturn guide. It's not specifically tied to Sakura Wars. We can translate this one as well. It gives you some basic information about the mouse itself, how to clean the ball inside to get it to work right, and how to function the mouse as a whole. So I don't know if this is the original wrapper that came with it, but we're gonna go ahead and unwrap this right now. It's probably whoever used it last wrapped it with this. Keep it nice. Unwrap that bad boy. Alright, so we've got the Sega Saturn Shuttle Mouse, which does not have a wheel on it, by the way, but it has a lot of different buttons on it. So it's got a button here. I'm holding it like this just so I can show you all the clicks. It has a button for the left, a button for the right, a button for the center, and then a red button right there at the top. So instead of having a mouse scroll wheel, there's 3 buttons, as well as a red button as well. Which is interesting design, but it should work pretty well with this game. Now I gotta be honest with you guys, I didn't buy this set specifically to play Sakura Taisen. To play Sakura Wars, it's not necessarily required to play it with the mouse, and honestly I'm not exactly sure how it functions, but I believe since it's a tactical strategy game, it functions similarly to your tactical strategy games for PC at the time, in terms of gameplay and control. But I actually bought this set because I couldn't find the Shuttle Mouse for a lower price anywhere else, aside from getting it with this bundle with Sakura Wars. So I got the Sega Saturn mouse specifically to play the game Godzilla for the Sega Saturn, but also other games as well. So there's a lot of other games that can play it as well as this game and Godzilla, but those are the only 2 that I know of off the top of my head. And while it's not required to play Sakura Wars or Godzilla with this mouse, it's definitely a cool way to play it and a different way to play with the different control scheme of the Sega Saturn mouse. And by the way, there's no good third-party way to play with a Sega Saturn mouse. As far as I've seen, there's no third-party mouse currently, and there's no adapter that allows you to play with a USB mouse. I have an adapter that allows you to play with a USB keyboard on Dreamcast, and allows you to play with third-party USB controllers on Sega Saturn as well. However, it does not support Sega Saturn mouse inputs with a USB mouse on that adapter. So you have to go with the official Sega mouse to play those games such as Godzilla or Sakura Wars in this style. Turning it over, we've got some pads for sliding, and then we've also got the open-close mechanic, so you can take out the ball. There's a ball mouse once again, and you can clean it and make sure it's running properly. So we've got this, we've got the input to the Sega Saturn console, so it's all good to go to play Sakura Wars or any other game that you might play on your Sega Saturn using a mouse controller. Alright, so that about wraps up our unboxing portion of this video. We've got the game itself, Sakura Wars, we've got the mouse pad, and we've got the mouse all unboxed, and it all looks really cool. I'm super excited to check this game out in a future Famicom Friday, but altogether I'm very happy with my purchase. I only paid less than $50 for this entire bundle, so it's not like I spent too much more than the actual price of the mouse or the game itself separately. So to get it as a bundle on Mercari is a really cool deal, and get it with the complete cardboard box set from 1996 for Sakura Wars. It's just an awesome collectible for the Sega Saturn. But now it's about time to wrap things up with this Famicom Friday. We're done checking out the game, box set, mouse and mouse pad, and everything's in there complete. Overall, I'm pretty happy with my purchase. This game looks awesome. The mouse and mouse pad is an awesome controller accessory for the Sega Saturn, which I can use on multiple games, which really heightens the value of it. And it's really cool and looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So I have a lot of fun with the Super Nintendo's mouse controller, playing different games with that. So I think having a mouse controller on a console is actually a really fun feature. There's some games that I have on the PlayStation 2, for example, that use the mouse, as well as other games that I like playing with the mouse and just in general. Alright, we checked out Sakura Wars, aka Sakura Taisen, for the Japanese Region SEGA Saturn in this 1996 video game box set about the game. It came with a lot of cool stuff, and hopefully I detailed them pretty well for you guys today in today's video, and hopefully you enjoyed this week's Famicom Friday. Keep in mind this is the final Famicom Friday for the year 2023. There'll definitely be more in the year 2024, moving on with other games for the Japanese GameCube, Japanese Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, Famicom, Super Famicom, N64, and more. Thank you for watching Happy Bird Games' Famicom Friday videos in 2023, and I'll see you next year on Happy Bird Games' Famicom Friday. Thanks for watching once again. Bye!